Luke, many, many congratulations. World Darts Champion. Just try and put that feeling into words for us.
Yeah, since the winning double, I just can't believe it. Walking around backstage with it, I can tell myself I've won it and it's mine, but it's not sunk in.
And you've created so much history over the last year, but how does it feel to be the youngest ever world champion?
Yeah, obviously I knew coming into it for myself, I knew it would be my first, but to become the youngest if it didn't happen, I still had plenty of years, but I'm glad to do it tonight.
And a year ago today, a runner-up on this stage, to come back and put in a performance like this, what a journey it's been.
Yeah, I've, since the Ryan Meikle game, settled, felt like I was at home, just settled so well throughout the tournament, and tonight I didn't feel any nerves up until the last leg when I started shaking a bit. I said, "You've not shook all game, don't do it now."
And we spoke earlier today about how you and Michael are both brilliant front runners, but that start of the game, how important was it to build an early lead?
Yeah, to win the first set, it was crucial, obviously to break his throw, and then hold my own to go 2-0 up. But when I was 4-0 up, I started believing.
And to beat an all-time great like Michael van Gerwen in the final, does that make it even more special for you?
Yeah, what he's done for the sport, and obviously he's hungry for his fourth. But obviously I picked up my first, and I've stopped him from doing that.
And the only thing you seemed to struggle with tonight was lifting that trophy. Just how heavy was it?
So you tell me I was good on my doubles. Get in. Yeah, it is heavy.
And 17 years old, world champion, world number 2. What is next for Luke Littler?
No idea. It's been a long 2-3 weeks here in London. I just can't wait to go home, get in my own bed. Thank you.
Luke, congratulations. I know it's only a few minutes, really, since you got a new best friend. Is it every feeling that you thought it would be?
As soon as the winning double went in, I couldn't believe it. I was fine, and then when I just looked up and looked into the crowd and everyone was on the feet, that's when the tears came, and I looked over to my family, they were in tears as well, and I knew it's mine.
Is that what it was? Just seeing everybody else celebrating on behalf of you that kind of made you just finally, because you've bottled it up for so many days now, just lift that lid and really actually just have a bit of a release? Yeah,
I think everyone was on their feet, but the crowd tonight, they were good for both me and Michael, but apart from them, I'm happy to lift it.
Give me a bit of an idea of how long you've dreamt of this moment, because let's be honest, when you're 12, 13, 14 and you're working your way through the JDC ranks and you're starting to be the best in your age group and achieving so much, you must have thought about this. You must have thrown for treble 20 on the practice board, dreaming that it is for that moment that you just experienced. So just give us a bit of an idea of how many times you've thought of that moment.
Yeah, everyone, they want to lift it. I think I was the 12th or 13th person to do it. And obviously I am the youngest, but from watching many finals over the years, and to add my name on the list, it means a lot.
This trophy, I'm guessing it's going to go for the moment on a mantelpiece at home. But knowing that it's there, what does that do to you? Knowing that you've got that sat at home, you've got that feather in your cap, going forwards, I know that you are really quietly confident in your own ability anyway, but knowing that you're a world champion, that is going to do so much, isn't it, having that in your back pocket?
Yeah, it's probably just going to go on the living room on the floor or something. But just to see it and know it's mine, yeah, I can't wait. And like I said, if 2025 doesn't go well, I've started the year off well either way.
Look,
please, James.
Yeah, you've been really careful to kind of just keep putting one foot in front of the other and not reflect too much and not think too far ahead, which is obviously important in sport. But now, Luke, you can finally actually enjoy it, and I just want to know how you plan to enjoy it.
Yeah, I've not only enjoying this, I've enjoyed the whole of 2024, the first year on tour. Just to win the first one in Bahrain was massive, but then to add on to it and starting the new year well.
Thanks, Luke. Luke, many congratulations. You sat here 12 months ago with that heartbreak of runner-up. How much did that shape your whole year and going into this final? Did you dream of putting that memory of the runner-up trophy behind you ahead of it?
Yeah, everyone. Well, like I said, everyone wants to lift it, but just to come back and prove myself wrong and to do the right things. That's what I've done tonight. Scoring the doubles, even the two dart combinations. They were massive tonight.
You talk about doing things that no one else has done, obviously the youngest list, but is now turning your attention to things like chasing Luke Humphries down as world number one. Is that something that you want to concentrate on?
Yeah, obviously I know Luke's got a lot to defend this year. But yeah, I know, like I said, I know he's got a lot to defend, but I've got to focus on myself, get my ranking money up. But I think me and Luca, we're okay for the World Cup.
We know you've played it all down now, but now, are you the best player in the world? Will you tell us all that you are the best player in the world?
I won't, Phil. I won't say I'm the best. Maybe stats-wise, I might be the best, but I'll never say it.
Luke, congratulations. We know you were, I think, 6 when you threw your first 180. Is that right? 6-ish?
I do.
How old were you when you first thought, you know what, I'm really good at this, and this could one day be yours?
I've been doing it for, start off 18 months in a nappy on a magnetic board. But just to keep at it, obviously, when I'd say to my mates, I've got a darts competition, be like, darts? I went, yeah, darts, have you not seen it? And I've come a long way. Me and my family, we've come a long way.
We saw your family up there celebrating with you, and your parents were very emotional. What have they said to you? Have they had a chance to properly tell you their emotions around this?
No, they've not told me how they're feeling, but I know how they're feeling. It's just the same as me. Like what we've achieved over the years and what my mum and dad have done for me. I can't thank them enough.
How will you actually celebrate this tonight specifically?
No idea. Just get my head down, get some sleep, and then I know I'm finally going home tomorrow.
And everyone knows what Phil the Power achieved. You know, you're only 17. You've got your first one in the bank. What can we expect from you in the future?
Just add on to it, get maybe a few more. If I want the 16, then I'm sure I could possibly achieve it.
Congratulations, Luke. How will you continue to improve yourself to make new progress in the future?
Just try and win as many titles as I can this year. Obviously, I won 10 last year. I've started the year off with 1, but just try and add onto that 10, maybe win 11 or 12 or even more titles.
Apart from darts, do you have any other life plans?
I wouldn't say plans, but within the next 24 hours, I know I'll be at my home in bed.
Luke, you've told us that you watched your final against Luke Humphries earlier this afternoon. When will you watch this final against Michael van Gerwen?
No idea. It won't be tonight. It won't be tomorrow because I'll be sleeping. But I'm sure I'll watch it probably just by myself in my bedroom.
We know that you like your sport, so where would you rank this in the sport and achievements that have happened in the world?
For myself, it's at the top. It has to be. As I said previously, the 9-darter in the Premier League against Luke Humphries, that was the best. But this couldn't top it. If we won 5 Premier Leagues, 5 World Match Plays, the world title it's the best feeling ever.
Huge well done, Luke. Here's to many more.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Luke. You've done so much in such a short space of time. Is one of the biggest challenges for you going to be hunger? Do you know within yourself that you're going to have the hunger to carry on and keep having that motivation to turning up in front of us and keep winning?
Yeah, well, like I said then, if I really want it, then my ability, I'm sure I can achieve a lot more. But I know I'm in this for a long, long time.
Thank you.
Luke, congratulations. You said on stage you'd watched the match against Luke and you said I had the visions. Can you just talk about why you watched it and what it gave you, and did it kind of inspire you tonight?
Yeah, I kind of knew what went wrong last year, but just to recap and just go over what I'd done wrong, it was probably the right thing to do for myself.
And when you say you knew what you did wrong, is there a specific moment that people talk about double 2, or was it just more general how you felt, the nerves or whatever going into the final?
Yeah, obviously the double 2, it was huge because I don't think I've said it to anyone in there, but I said it to my family of them 5-2 up. I said to myself, I'm pretty much the world champion. But then obviously Luke went on to win the next 5 sets and pick up the trophy. But picking up this trophy this year and starting the year off well is really good.
Congrats, Luke. Obviously, you were foot 2 ahead last year, and then you couldn't finish it off. This year, you didn't allow Van Gerwen to get back into this game. Can you just describe what you did differently after being 4-1 up?
Yeah, I don't think I've done anything differently. But just to come out from the break and see the fans on the feet singing along, you just get involved with it. But yeah, 4-0 up, I had to stick at it because I knew Michael. He was right behind me the whole way through.
Hi, Luke. Congrats. What did Michael say to you after the match?
After it, I think he said well done. But when we were on the side, obviously he seen me crying. He was like, "Keep crying, boy, keep crying."
How much respect does he deserve?
He deserves quite a lot of respect for this World Championships. Obviously, everyone was looking at, obviously, me and Luke Humphries. But to look at Michael's side of the draw, it wasn't easy. And it wasn't easy for myself. So for us two to get to the final, it was a big achievement. But for me to come as the winner, it's even better.
Thank you.
Are you going to take the trophy round Old Trafford at some point?
If they allow me to, then I'm sure I'll go to Old Trafford, yeah.
And that'll be a great honour to do that.
Yeah, I'm glad I beat Stephen yesterday because I'm pretty sure he was taking it to Anfield on the weekend.
Luke, congratulations. Can I just clarify, did you watch the entire final from last year against Humphries?
Yeah, I think there was like a live stream on YouTube from the Michael Van Gerwen game. There was highlights on. So I just thought, there's only going to be highlights, but they streamed the full game.
And what time was that before the final? 5 hours, 10 hours? At what time before the final?
I think it was around dinner time, so 12, 1 o'clock.
You celebrate with your family. What did your mum and dad say to you after this enormous achievement that you've done?
No idea. I think it was just a sigh of relief.
And there was a couple of kids you were signing for. Did you know those children? Those kids you were signing the shirts on?
No, they're just fans, but obviously I think everyone near enough, they had my top on. Yeah. And I said from last year there weren't many young kids here, but now there's so many, and for them to be representing my dart shirt, it means the world.
Just a word then, because you have inspired a whole generation now. You're probably going to be facing some of them in 10 years' time, but they're all inspired to pick up dartboards, aren't they, because of what you've done?
Yeah, it's been massive. And also it's been good for Target to bring out them magnetic dartboards, because that's what I started on. But to bring my own design of a magnetic dartboard and see them all over Smith Toys, Argos, it's so good to see.
Congrats. Have you expected a stronger Michael van Gerwen, especially at the beginning of the match? And were you surprised about some ways that he took? For example, with 74 points left, he went on the 20, or 128 rest, and he went on 20 as well.
Yeah, I think Michael, he believes in himself, but I think when he's on a checkout and he sees another person on a big checkout, in my eyes it says, you're not going to take this big checkout out. So whenever he does that, it gets myself even more up for the checkout I'm ready to hit. And yeah, it gives me full of confidence, but whatever Michael does, he knows it's right.
Congratulations, Luke. It's good to be back here with you again with the trophy this time around. Just talk me through that final dart, the match-winning dart, because you missed a couple, but then you obviously hit. What's going through your head at that time?
Yeah, obviously it's double 16. It's not the most double I'd go for, and I don't think I went for it once in that game against Michael until the end. But I knew, like I said, he was right behind me the whole way through, and he was then. The first dart I was like, after I threw the first dart, I was like, just hit it. And then it went in at the very top, and that's when I let all my emotions out.
And just talk to me again about those emotions. What came through your mind in that split second? What kind of led to those tears?
First of all, it was just after I celebrated, it was like, what have you just done? But just to look at the crowd on the feet and then look over to my family, that's when the tears came.
We were sat here a year ago. We've watched you do so much in that time. Do you feel like the same person? Do you feel like the same man that you were 12 months ago?
I'm probably the same, but this World Championships especially, I've definitely let my emotions out and obviously give it big after a 180 or a big checkout. Usually I'm probably too nice on the board, but it was good to let my emotions out throughout this tournament.
And finally, outside of darts, which you obviously talk about the practice you put in to become the player you are, is there anything else outside of sports which you think has led to your success as a player and as a person?
Just mainly my mum and dad paying for the youth tournaments and all that stuff. And then obviously my manager, Martin, he came along during lockdown. And it was a good decision, wasn't it?
Congratulations, well deserved. Thank you, Luke. Thanks.
I just have one question. You said you look forward to sleeping the next 48 hours. Are you going to go back to practicing straight away, or are you going to put the darts away for a week?
It'll probably be the same as last year. Obviously, leading up to the Bahrain Masters, I won't pick them up.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Luke. When Michael Smith won his first world title a couple of years ago, there was a famous line, he was born to be world champion. Do you feel like you were born to be world champion?
Probably wouldn't say born, because I was mainly focusing on the football. But the past, 6-7 years when I fully took it on and focused on it, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I've asked you this question on every career milestone you've had, but £500,000, surely there's got to finally be a big purchase at the horizon for yourself.
There probably will be when I get my head round the amount of money I've just picked up, but not only the money, the trophy. I said it in whatever interview, I don't really like to talk about the money, but obviously it's there. And yeah, it's there.
Thanks.
Okay. Everyone, thank you, and thanks, Luke, as well.
Woo!